him in a couple of minutes. But I want to, first of all, before I can tell you some stories about Dale, I want to welcome the out-of-towners. I have notes, so please, if I forget anybody, don't hold it against me. But Alan's brother Stuart, where are you?
Right here.
Stuart. Leslie, where are you? Leslie, she's pregnant with the pianist. There she is. Leslie's there. Lily, where are you? Lily, Carolyn. They all came in from Boston. That's a full age. Oldest brother. I'm the older brother. I have twin sisters. They're about 5 years younger than I am. And so my mother and father went on some exotic holiday to Europe. And you know, when people could go to Europe and they had money. And within a short time of the return, I discovered that I was going to be a brother to another younger child. And of course, being, you know, the only guy and having twin sisters, I wanted a brother. Just somebody I could kick around. You know? As an older brother. And you know, you guys know about that. So when Dale was delivered, you know, this is the old days, you know, nobody knew, you get a phone call, and it was a Sunday afternoon, remember it was a Sunday afternoon in January, and the phone, and I discovered that I had a younger sister, another sister. Well, the dishes were flying, I was 13 years old, dishes are flying, doors are slamming, I was so upset that I had a little sister. But, there's always a but. I was at school in the, I think it was 7th grade or 8th grade, and I was looking so forward to the day that she would come home from the hospital. So it was about 5 or 6 days in those days, and I could not wait to get home to see my little sister. And what do I discover in this crib is this little peanut, this little shrimp, and I took to her immediately. She was the closest I could ever be to my sister. I was very protective of her. I was always worried about her. I never told her. But the twins were a different story. They didn't have each other. But Dale, she was very special. You know, when you're an older brother, you also always, in our particular case, Dale had her best friends within stone's throw. Next door neighbors, down the street with Tina. Tina and Dale were inseparable as children, and my father used to, and Heather of course, next door. I mean, these kids were like inseparable. Wherever they went, they were always 2, 3, whatever, I mean, whatever combination. And my father used to refer to these 3 kids, Heather, Miss Dale, and Miss Tina. It wasn't Heather, Dale, Tina. It wasn't like Paul, Serlin, Brady, nothing like that. It was Miss this and Miss that. I don't know where the hell he got this from. I have no idea what he was like that, but he was from the old school. He always treated people with that kind of respect. And there are 2 people here today that are not here, unfortunately. My father is one, Irving Hollenberg is another. Those 2 characters doted over Dale and her pals. They were always worried and anxious. What are they up to? You know, are they dating anybody? Are they not dating anybody? How come they're not dating anybody? That type of thing. And they're not trying hard enough. In any event, of course, I wish specifically, I wish my father was here today because he would be like a lot of the women who were Dale's age here today. They all had tears. My father would have had tears today. Alan, first of all, I'm welcoming you to the family, of course. But it's a funny little story that goes with this. Within a relatively short time of meeting him, and of course never had my sister's cell phone number. I had her home phone number. So I finally said to her, give me your cell number. I said to her, give me your cell number. So she gave me the cell number. Well, she gave me Allan's cell number. Every time I need to talk to Dale on the cell, I get this guy, hello? and I'm never sure who it is. And I said, who's this? And he says, who's that? And I said, is that you, Ronnie? And I said, yeah. And whatever phone number I call, whatever cell number I get him. Anyhow, so when Dale told me that she was getting married, of course I was like excited. My sisters are over the moon, my mother's over the moon. And I decided I knew I was going to speak tonight, so I decided to surf the net to figure out some intelligent things to say, aside from sort of stories that are really meaningful amongst us. So I asked Dale, I said, what do you think of all this? She says, well, I love the idea of being married. It's so great to find. It's so great to find that one special person you want to annoy for the rest of your life. And you're a marked man. A number of years ago, it seems like yesterday, but a number of years ago, there were some problems here in Vancouver specifically with leaky condos. And I don't want to insult any developers here, or guys in the construction business, but there was a real problem, and it was a source of annoyance and financial ruin for a lot of people, including Shorty here. And she came to me and she said, I was practicing law, I don't know if I was a judge or was practicing law. And she said, what should I do, what should I do? I said, look, I said, do what you have to do, whatever it is, do what your father would tell you to do the right thing, and make sure that these characters don't get away with this type of nonsense. You buy a house, you don't expect it to leak, end of story. So go do what you have to do. So within a short time, of course, she's leading the charge along with another couple of characters in Vancouver, and every time you read the newspaper or your television story about leaky condos, Squirt here is leading the parade. So they eventually got into the political realm, and a commission of the British Columbia government decided to have an investigation into the leaky condo scandal, or whatever they want to call it. And they appointed a commission, and it turned out a friend of mine, a lawyer, a friend of mine, was appointed the legal counsel to the commission. And I think Dave Barrett was one of the commissioners. I think there was a couple of other characters that we've all heard about in politics in BC involved in this. But in any event, my friend was the counsel. And the counsel really leads the case. Calls witnesses, subpoenas witnesses, prepares cross-examination or direct examination of various witnesses. So at the end of it, they come up with some half-baked ruling. And I ran into him downtown one day, and he said, hey, Ronnie, do you have a sister? I said, I got 3 of them. Do you have a sister named Dale? And I said, yeah. He says, she's a pistol. She's tough. Do not mess with your little sister. Allan? So you've got a reputation. In any event, in any event, see, you two came to this a little late in the game. So again, in my vast research, you waited and waited and waited to get married. So here's a list of stages in a person's life that the two of you have outlasted and skipped. And I'm just going to go through a few of them here. Now, had the two of you met in your 20s, what a woman wants in a man when she's age 20? Handsome, charming, financially successful, a caring listener, witty, in good shape. Am I getting warm? Dresses with style, appreciates finer things, full of thoughtful surprises, and an imaginative, romantic lover. 20. 20.
He's 70.
What women want in a man aged 30. Nice looking, prefer hair on his head. Opens car doors, holds chairs, has enough money for a nice dinner, listens more than talks, laughs at my jokes, carries bags of groceries with ease, owns at least one tie, appreciates a good home-cooked meal, remembers birthdays and anniversaries, and seeks romance at least once a week. What women want in a man aged 40. Not too ugly, bald head okay, doesn't drive off until I'm in the car, works steady, splurges on dinner out occasionally, nods head when I'm talking, usually remembers punchlines of jokes, is in good enough shape to rearrange the furniture, wears a shirt that covers his stomach, knows not to buy champagne with screw-top lids, remembers to put the toilet seat down, and shaves most weekends. Now pay special attention. What women want in a man aged 50. Keeps hair in nose and ears trimmed. Doesn't belch or scratch in public. Doesn't borrow money too often. Doesn't nod off to sleep when I'm venting. Doesn't retell the same joke too many times. Is in good enough shape to get off the couch on weekends. Usually wears matching socks and fresh underwear. Appreciates a good TV dinner. Remembers your name on occasion. And shaves some weekends. What women want in a man aged 60. Doesn't scare small children. Remembers where the bathroom is. Doesn't require much money for upkeep. Only snores lightly when asleep. Remembers why he's laughing. Is in good enough shape to stand up by himself. Usually wears some clothes. Likes soft foods. Remembers where he left his teeth. And remembers that it's the weekend. At 60. What women... No, this is for the future. What women want in a man aged 70 plus. Breathing. And doesn't miss the toilet. Alan, I want to wish you and Neil the very best. And I want to welcome to the family. I want another brother-in-law. You're it. At the end of the day, somebody said, well, what's Alan like? I said, well, there's only one word to describe him. And they said, what? I said, well, he's a mensch, meaning he's a man. And with that in mind, keep it up.
A lot like Miss Muffet and hates them beside her. She may be petite, but don't be fooled by her size. Dale is feisty and determined, traits she cannot disguise. Loyal and kind-hearted, she listens with care. Sage wisdom and advice, Dale's always ready to share.
Her moral compass is strong and never, ever wavers. You know you can always count on Dale to do you a favor. Dining with Dale can be a disaster. She'll take forever to order and then regret her choice after. She's also gifted at finding bugs or hairs in her meals, which, if you know Dale, can be a very big deal. Great cook, great hostess, she entertains like no other. Her style of panache she inherited from her mother. She's a bit of a fuss budget. She's fastidious and tidy. Her housekeeping skills keen and renowned for being mighty. Parking karma is her gift. On that you can rely. She parks like a girl, but she drives like a guy.
Her memories of Camp Antigua are lasting and deep. The friendship she made, she still values and keeps. She moved to Toronto, a gain for that city, while those she left behind tried not to wallow in pity. She advanced her career and made new connections, but memories of home fueled her reflections. She came back a great teacher, of that there is no doubt, but one would have thought her fear of kids' barf would have rolled out professional. She can run like the wind, bike her ski like a pro. She's athletic, adventurous, and always ready to go. It doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter when. If you call her right now, she'll be ready in 10.
She was Miss Dale to her father, Daddy's girl from the start. We know he's here in spirit because he's never far from Dale's heart. Friends are her family, and family her friends. If you're on today's guest list, you know her love for you never ends. Now, let us all raise our glasses as we propose the toast. A long and beautiful life together is what we wish for Dale and Allan the most.